What's up, everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Witcher 2 Arena mode. You know, the game's still running, so we're still playing. We're gonna give it a shot. So, I believe last time, of course, we did successfully take down a couple of elite Kingslayers, which I thought were gonna be crazy difficult, but I think we got them in the first go. And then after that, I think we did some Intrigas and Intriga Queens and Aracas, or Arakai, I don't know, whatever the plural of that is. But this time round, I believe we are going up against some Bulvors, Rot Fiends, and Greater Rot Fiends. And last time we fought the Rot Fiends and Greater Rot Fiends, turned out that was surprisingly one of the most difficult fights that we had thus far. So I expect that we're going to find ourselves in another challenging bout this time. Just looking at, are we holding on to any upgrades that we ought to swap into that we have not yet used? We are still holding on to our runic armor enhancement. We've not yet used. We picked it up a while ago, but I deliberately did not use it immediately because I was thinking that it would be something that would be best saved for when we're pretty confident we have what will be more or less our last armor, because, you know, you apply it to an armor and then you can't unapply it and reapply it to a different one. So you use it once and you've committed. So I think one of the things we were considering was actually potentially even upgrading this armor with whatever we get out of this reward from this upcoming round. So might be that after the end of this go round, I should say, that we do choose to start applying that. Oh, do we still have a skill point though before we get this started? We do. So what we were eyeing last time, if I could get there, is this. Getting the chance to hit multiple enemies with one attack. I think that is going to be crucial for some of these more crowded rounds, and we probably could have used it for, in particular, the Necker round, where we had a bazillion Neckers, Drowner round, probably, all the ones that had a bunch of enemies in them, where the primary threat was that we were just one against a bazillion. So that's kind of the case here, where I think we have something like a few Rot Fiends, a couple of Greater Rot Fiends, and a couple of, maybe even 3 Bulvors, so a little bit of a mixture between the high-volume, weak enemies, and even 3 of the relatively strong enemies. So let's give this a go, but... wait, am I hovering over the right one? Hold on, let me double-check. Okay, yes, I was. Let's do that. So I think it might be helpful, but this is going to be a tough one, without question. Got 3 Bulvors, which, for comparing it to the previous round, I would say those are, like, roughly equivalent to the Aracases, whatever the plural of that is. Probably not quite as powerful as the Intriga Queens, but, you know, I may be wrong about that. They may be roughly equivalent to the Intriga Queens in terms of how difficult they are. But, so there's that. Only 4 the normal Rot Fiends. They shouldn't be too bad, although they are quick. And the Greater Rot Fiends, they're going to be trouble as well, because they are quick and strong. Okay, so, yep, and they are all charging straight at us, of course, and they are right on top of us. Oh my god. Yeah, this is already, I can tell, going to be absolute pandemonium. And now I did deliberately jump in there and deal damage, even though we did not have our shield up, because I thought, you know what? Maybe we try the meter this time. Maybe it'll work. Probably won't, because it hasn't worked 2 or 3 times in a row now. But we can give it a shot. It worked this time! And we got 1 enemy dead with it, and not really the one that I would have liked. But we did get a Greater Rot Fiend out of it, so that is something. It does occasionally work. Imagine that. Okay, so, like, who do I try to target now, though? Because I would like to get the normal Rot Fiends. But that is easier said than done. There are enough enemies here that picking one out is rather tricky. And they are all surprisingly quick. And they did just absolutely beat us up because I thought I had enough time to put on a shield and did not. Somehow we didn't get it that time. I also can really not see anything because, yes, of course, that screen shake is a little absurd. I I'm seeing it as well. Maybe seeing is a strong word. Because, you know, oh my god. Wanting to, well, okay, no, I won't go there. But, yeah, it's, not doing wonders for, you know, for my brain at the moment. Let's leave it at that. Whoa, not what I meant to press. Get rid of you. Might have gotten rid of one of the rot fiends, I'm not sure. This is looking like a crazy difficult round. Somehow that didn't hit us. Okay. No, we did not get rid of the rot fiends. We did now, though. Okay, got rid of another one. Apparently was very low. We did explode, so I think we have one greater rot fiend and all the bull boars at the moment. We have not, I don't think, dealt any damage to... oh dear, you hit me before I could get the shield on at all. Not even that you got rid of it as soon as I put it on. Like, it just didn't do anything. So we are in trouble, in other words. And it is really hard to gauge what we should be doing when everything is shaking. Now the bull boars, as you can see there, will block, and I will walk into fires for good measure. There we did. Fortunately, at least get the get the shield off. Can actually hit them fairly frequently. Fairly reliably, but they can also surround us fairly easily. That didn't work so well. Uh-oh! So I think it's surprisingly not too bad once we get only bull boars remaining, but I think we lucked out a little bit last time. How quickly we got rid of everyone else, we just didn't luck out so much how much damage we were able to deal, or how much damage we were able to avoid taking ourselves. Love to get rid of that bull boar. One down. Two down? Question mark? I think there might only be one left. But we are, of course, very low on life. This one has basically full HP. Now if we can sneak up behind it like this, then I think we can do something like that and finish him off. Chaotic, definitely at the beginning, but we did successfully complete it without having to do anything like get any friends or any potions. Question of, should we take this armor, which I think is very good, or should we take the mutagen, which is permanent? The downside of this armor is if we find a future armor that's even better, then of course the old armor is doing us no good. It's just a temporary upgrade, whereas this is a long-term upgrade for the mutagen. This does have vitality regeneration, whereas this does not. I feel like it's actually going to be harder to get good mutagens than it is to get good chest plates. I feel like we're getting good chest plates almost every round, so this is a long-term investment here. Over the short term. May not really be the way to go, but we'll give it a shot here. We may come to regret that, we'll see. But we do, of course, have an additional skill point. And with that additional skill point, maybe it is worthwhile to invest further in Whirlwind, I should say, for that additional adrenaline generation, because for a while there, it was seeming like that wasn't doing anything at all for us. But at least in that round, it did allow us to take out one enemy. Theoretically, we should be able to take out multiple with it, but not that time. But in the future, that is apparently still possible. So maybe it isn't necessary to avoid this at all costs. It might actually be good for resistances, additional chance to deal critical effects, and that adrenaline generation. Otherwise, we're talking about probably dealing 100% damage to any enemy that we hit with our attacks, including all neighboring enemies, not just the one that we have technically in our sights as the targeted opponent. So let's just take a look here at what our next wave is. 5 golems. Okay. So this should be, I think, somewhat similar to the previous round and the Bulvors. You can think of, it's almost like 5 Bulvors, I think, mechanically. And here's an example of, like, okay, maybe we just end up taking the chest plate here. And that's sort of like our replacement for not having taken the one in the previous round. I think I could certainly live with that. And then, as for whether either of these swords should be up for consideration, I think they are small damage boosts. This one does have a lot of additional effects on it. But I think I'm leaning armor, and then in the next round we'd probably look for another steel and or silver sword upgrade. So, okay, let's think if we're talking golems, what makes the most sense for which upgrade we take here? Is it adrenaline? I'm not sure that it is, because I don't think there are going to be enough enemies for us to generate that much of it. I feel like, likewise, with the whirl here, kind of lean in. We're just going for the damage reduction. Remind me what this one at the bottom is. Is this bigger regeneration during combat? Is certainly not bad either. I'm leaning damage reduction. So I think the thing here is when we do get hit, we're going to get hit for a lot of damage. So if we can limit that to a certain extent, then that will be very helpful. I think we go here. We do that. And did we actually apply our mutagen, or did we just talk about applying our mutagen and never actually do it? Feel like it's the latter. Okay, let me press the mutate button. Yeah, and we'll get 2 armor and some vitality regeneration. I think that will be very useful. So that's roughly the equivalent of getting an armor upgrade, except the vitality regeneration, that is very hard to come by. So it does help us in long rounds where we're doing a lot of rolling and quenting and maybe some Urdins as well. Getting some HP back as we play the game of the War of Attrition. Alright, so let's give this a shot. When it up, and this guy is the closest. Ooh, I whiffed. I'm not entirely sure how fast these guys are going to be relative to other opponents we faced. I did not remember that they can do that roll attack. Apparently, they can do that roll attack. Or a charge. Not entirely sure what that was, to be honest with you. They're also a little bit hard to see with all the rumbling. Not a huge fan of that. Wasn't a huge fan of it to begin with. Still not a huge fan of it. How does their speed compare to that of previous opponents? Seemingly not quite as much. Oh, except that was a little bit sloppy on my part. I would think that their charge attack might allow them to gain some additional speed, making them a little bit trickier. Didn't get hit there, surprisingly. We are clearly splitting damage big time here. But it's kind of hard to avoid at this stage when there are still so many of them. Maybe once we eliminate one, we can start to get a little pickier and deliberately target one over the other. This one does seem like it might be the lowest. Okay, get out of there, though. Don't block me, bro. Don't block me, bro. Somehow we still have our heal up. No longer, though. No longer, though, and I have been trampled in a very, very bad place. Oh my god. Got trampled like 3 times in a row and knocked into the fire, which will likely kill us. or, you know, like, leave us hanging on by a thread. We do have the vitality regeneration now. Is that gonna be the answer to all of our problems? Probably not. You know, not when we're this low. I doubt it. There goes our shield, and we are dead. Yeah. That was, rather comical. Things went wrong very quickly that time.
No easy task killing a Witcher.
I don't necessarily think we had the wrong idea there. It was just that, you know, our timing on one occasion was very bad, and they capitalized on it big time. So I think we came close to getting one of the golems down, and I do think, again, much like with previous rounds, once you start to get one, certainly once you start to get two enemies down, things should get significantly easier as things just get less crowded. It's more difficult for our enemies to swarm us, which is how we died that time, obviously. So let's be mindful, trying not to fight them all when everyone is right next to each other. Is that, like that, basically, they block one attack, we get staggered a little bit in the process, and I think that is their best time to jump in and have everyone kick pile on Geralt. So we want to try to avoid that. Needless to say, like here, for example, we didn't lose our shield, but don't get greedy. One hit at a time, and then get out. Like here, yes, it is tempting to try to hit more, but I think I didn't like the angle that they had on us. Oh, you did hit us there. I did not think you did. Somehow you also dealt damage. I think they can deal damage just with their rumbly walk. Also, might have caused some issues last time. I think you might be one of the lower ones in terms of how much HP you have remaining. That was a bad time. Go in there. There were many other golems that were going to be able to hit us. If the initial golem got a block in, the initial golem did get a block in, and that, much like this here, could have led to some pretty serious issues. Their combo is fairly long on their attacks. Bear that in mind as well. Okay, so like, don't attack here. Try to, get it in an angle such that they're more or less single file. Does mean that it's going to be very difficult to deal a lot of damage quickly. It's going to be difficult to single any golem out. It's going to be whoever happens to be positioned in the most convenient location. That was not the right place to stand there. It was the right golem to attack. Wrong place to stand though, and this is the problem. This is the problem. You make a mistake, they will just absolutely demolish you. Because one hits you, you get staggered, and they will time it such that they all hit you before you can get up and do anything. So it is basically, you know, a make one mistake and you're dead type of thing. Not to say that that means it's impossible, because I think they are still slow enough that it is possible to succeed. It just means that you can't get greedy, and you need to be very, very mindful of when you do choose to attack, and we haven't always done the best job of that. The first time around, I think I was getting a little greedy, and then this most recent time, I think I mean, it's sort of also being greedy, but did not wait for only attacking on the occasions when they were a little bit singled out. And when they're in kind of single file, there's just one golem directly facing you, then you don't have to worry as much about if one golem blocks you, the other ones then immediately thereafter attacking you because they're stuck behind the golem you're currently fighting. Is there anything we could do, though? Swap things up a bit. Don't really want to throw the armor enhancement on now, because I don't think that's going to make a huge difference. And we are probably about to replace our existing armor. We don't have any sword upgrades at the moment, I don't think, at least not from a damage standpoint. I think these guys must be silver weapon enemies, right? So if we look at what we have here from a weapon standpoint, I just want to keep the silver sword on here and then swap over here. Please let me do this. Hold on. But these are both steel swords? Oh, hold on. Okay, for some reason I thought we had a silver sword swap that we could make. We don't even have one. So I take it back. In that case, I think we probably should just sell the arbitrator. That is definitely no longer needed. For some reason I thought that was silver. Let's see. So yep, sell this. This is our weakest of our remaining steel swords. Now, let's take a quick peek here at what our options might be for other... I'm not thinking so much throwing weapons. Probably thinking more along the lines of potions, I would think. Bleeding, I'm not even sure if you're allowed to inflict bleed on the golems, because they don't bleed. Likewise with poison. But I thought... Where was it? Yeah, I thought that Falca's Blood just gives us straight up damage. Will that be enough to be a difference maker? I'm not so sure about it. Damage dealt to humans, that's not helpful. Damage dealt to insectoids, also not helpful. Runes. Damage dealt to necrophages, these are not necrophages. Necrophages are like the rot fiends. Damage dealt to specters, I don't think so. I think those are like wraiths. This is damage dealt across the board. It's just smaller damage upgrade than the Falca's Blood, though. So I don't think that's the way to go. I think the best damage upgrade would really be picking some runes here that give us a permanent percentage increase, but I'm not... I'm hesitant to do that now because I think that we are likely to swap out our weapons soon, potentially for what might end up being our endgame weapons. So it feels like this is not the time to invest in those things. So if anything, maybe the Falca oil, or Falca's Blood. Oh, maybe a potion for... Well, I mean, vitality regeneration isn't really going to do anything, because, as we saw before, it's basically, you know, you're dying in about less than 5 seconds, like 3 seconds, if you make a mistake. So that's not going to make a huge difference. You know, we're not going to regenerate vitality anywhere near quickly enough for that to make a difference. I think it's mostly just an execution standpoint. It's going to be playing more patiently. That is number one. But this might be time to bring in a friend if things are not looking so great, because I think just distracting some of the golems so that we don't have 5 attacking us simultaneously might be a way to take off a little bit of that pressure, make it a little more feasible to take these guys out. Ultimately, I do think Yrden will be very effective against these guys, but not when there are this many of them. Maybe we can give that a shot. Skeptical. Of course, it's not going to hit the one that I wanted to hit either. I am charging up heavy attacks here. Surprisingly, they are, for the most part, hitting, but we did lose our shield there, and yeah, that is precisely the thing that I was saying that we should not do. Oh, and also that is the wrong type of sign. So I've already erred in my ways. Oh, and I just flat out whiffed. Apparently got hit that time as well. Did not look like it, but what do I know? That is just a horrendous place of dropping the Yrden. These guys are never gonna actually end up there. That also apparently hit us. I object a bit because there was definitely some distance between us and our opponent, but again, what do I know? Those heavy attacks, they are dealing, wow, are dealing a pretty sizable amount of damage, yes. They are riskier because generally they take longer to get off, and they are usually much more likely to get blocked. Not this time, though. For whatever reason. That was risky. I just swung my sword there, not even knowing if we were going to hit anything. That is also not a great angle. We are about to lose our Quen from duration, if nothing else. Make sure we're on Quen. Okay, there it goes. These guys, they don't feel like they should be one of the most difficult groups that we've faced thus far. They've turned into it. Oh, that was unfortunate timing. Could have finished that one off. Is that the one that's almost dead? It is not. It is one that we have not damaged at all, in fact. You are not the right one either. Where's the golem that I want to hit? This one. Is that one down? That is one down. We're about to lose Quen. That does make things a little bit easier. Not a lot, though. Not that much. Make no mistake, they still outnumber us a lot to a little. Okay, bad angle. Do not make that advance. We're learning here. Learning a little bit. Just one hit, then run. Okay, see, like that would have been trouble if we had gotten our angles wrong there. The other golem would have been able to hit us following the block. We're about to lose Quen just from duration again. I don't like the angle at which these guys are approaching. Almost cut us off there. Looking for an opportunity to hit just one of you. Okay. Yep, we got hit. And he did deal damage. So he got us with a 1-2 combo. One that got rid of the shield, one that actually dealt damage. That also makes them a risk in that case. They can do that with their flurry of swings. Bad place to be. They blocked me there and miraculously did not hit me somehow. Okay, that was also not a good place to be. We are close to losing Quen just from duration again. Do not step into the fire. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Like this angle. Still plenty of duration on Quen, but I don't like positioning here. Oh, very bad place to stand. Did we get hit for damage? I don't think we did, but we lost the shield. That was going to happen soon. Anyway. Not the end of the world, per se, okay, just don't dash into that. Okay, almost have this guy separated. But except I whiffed. Not quite the angle I'm looking for here. Looking for you to cut off the other guy. That was risky. Okay, we are about to to lose Quen. I'd like to get all of our vigor back, ideally. Oh, except this is bad. Angle such that you cut us off there. Keep dashing, keep dashing. Okay, we whiffed. He's charging. They are all very close together. Excuse me, what happened? I don't know. I pressed the attack button. Bad stuff happened. Oh, we are dead. We are very dead. That is the worst thing that could have happened. Little confused as to what exactly did happen there. Somehow we are still alive. That part is a little confusing to me. We ought to be dead now, I would think. Okay, now get out. Now get out. Okay, nope, don't get greedy there. Don't get greedy there. That would be a mistake. That was also probably a mistake. This is greed. I wanted to see if we could finish him off. We're about to lose Quen though, so I think we waited out here. Do not expect to sneak in and attack. Okay, so Quen is down. Have full vigor. Okay, I like where you're standing relative to the others. Now we move. Likewise, set or miss. Can I get just you? I don't know about that. Really want to get you. Close to down. Let's not get greedy. You are isolated, except I missed. Okay, we are close to losing Quen. So I think we're in just pure dodge roll territory. I can see those shadows. Okay, Quen is down. Let's wait to get bigger back. It is back. Okay, this one, that might have been an opportunity to try to sneak in a kill. Oh, you're not dead! Oh my god! I thought we killed him. I did a quick attack because I didn't think we needed the damage of the large attack, the strong attack. So I did a little poke, thought it was going to kill him. Needless to say, it did not. And then was a little bit complacent there. And he did hit us once, and then I didn't dash out of the way. And so he hit us again, and we died. We might have had that. Had we, Oh, I quit. By mistake. And there's no saving. So I'm pretty sure we're done here, because, we're gonna be starting from scratch. So yeah, apparently that's the end of the series. So that is, I suppose, another way that could end is Lids accidentally presses the wrong button. So hope you all enjoyed this series, and it is definitely over now, because otherwise we are starting back from wave 1, which, sorry guys, that ain't gonna happen. So anyways, I'll catch you in the next one.